Also, another thing I did that might be a little bit weird and paranormal, which I know you like, is I would speak out loud to the aliens before we started shooting.
Did you?
I did, and I would say, listen, we're here, here's what we need to do. I trust that you will like make everything happen and you'll help us today. And if you don't, it's because it's on you. It's not on me, I'm doing my best.
I love that.
You need to help out here, and that's why they're in the credits.
So I wanted to do something a little different this year. The first year I did the film festival, we were able to all be in person. I could have these filmmaker panels, and I can't do that remotely. So I wanted to take time for whoever would speak to me to just do quick interviews, to promote the film. And to ask you questions, because I wanna kind of know what makes you tick, or what makes you want to create something like this. I will admit, like, I feel like there's some bias on my end just because I love the subject matter in general. So I love the concept for this film, but first I'm going to intro you, and then we can begin talking. All right, great. So Sonia Suvagau.
Yeah.
All right, writer-director of Unidentified Female Object, where a psychology student discovers that her dance therapy class is a cover for an alien abduction support group. Aurora, which is also you in the film, must piece together the missing clues for her mother's disappearance before she falls too far down the rabbit hole. Yeah. I loved this film.
Yay!
I thought it was so great.
I made it. So that I watched it and like it. Otherwise, why am I doing it?
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about you. Like, how did you get into filmmaking?
Yeah, so my mother is a creator as well. She's a TV producer and a filmmaker. So I'm originally from Romania. So back when I was kind of born into the Romanian TV station. Like, I grew up around that, and then going to high school, she was like producing a Romanian TV show. So I was learning how to edit and film and be in front of the camera. So it's kind of around me, and I've always wanted to act. So and I tried to act with an agent and try to get parts, and I was very frustrated because I'd only go for soup commercials and I wouldn't get it. So I'm like, damn it, I guess I have to learn everything about making a movie so I can act in it. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to film school, and I love storytelling. So I'm like, okay, I guess I have to do it all so I can give myself the roles that I wanna play. And so this film is, so I've done a lot of documentaries and shorts, but this is my first fiction feature where I dared to also act in it and wear all the hats I wanna wear in the same production. And I made it on like $5,000 and everyone donating their time. So it was like mission impossible, but we did it. So this was my experiment, was like, can I just do it? Is it okay? Like, will everyone think I just love myself too much? Because it's not about me. It's just, I want to do all these things and put them all in one movie. Yeah. So I did. And so that was like, the big reward for me was like just finishing shooting and then finishing the film, another reward. And now that people are watching and liking it, I'm like, that's just the cherry on top, because I just made it to see, like, just for me, basically. But I'm really happy that it's resonating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what is it like for you, having to be the director? You also wrote it, so be the writer director, but then having to, on those days, be the actress as well. Is it hard to make that transition between the two?
So this was, again, I had never done it before. But doing it felt actually a lot easier than I anticipated.
Interesting.
Because as an actor, in the scene, I felt like what I would want I felt what was working and what wasn't with the other actors. And so it felt like I was really immersed in the feeling of the story. So I couldn't get too in my head, and I really trusted my DP I really gave him a lot of freedom with the way that we shot it, and we had a very small team. And I would also ask for feedback. Like, I was like, guys, what'd you think? Like, I felt good, and I would trust their feedback. So it was collaborative, but I really trusted my intuition a lot in how I switched from directing and acting when it was me. But I think that's because I've gotten to a point in my acting where I feel more secure in my choices because I spent the last 5 years like pretty much full-time acting in acting school. So I'm like, okay, like, and I had done like 10 years of just directing. So it just kind of worked because I also wrote the script. Had I not written the script, I might have been a little bit more like, wait, what's happening here? But I'm like, I know this story, I know this character.
Right.
Kind of came from me. And so I just know what to do now. And I'm like, it's almost easier than, for me, doing complicated things is easier than doing a simple thing. Like if I'm the lead in a film, like I won't miss a line, but I have like one line to do, I will stress about that like one line and like not do such a great job. If I have more to do and I keep myself super busy, somehow I'm just in that flow. So it kept me really in the flow the whole time and really productive. And I had a really great team. So it was surprisingly like easy to do. But I think it's also because in this one we were very flexible with our shooting schedule. We didn't do like shoot all at once, and it took a lot of the stress out for me. So we would shoot only on weekends for like 2 months, and I would have the whole week to really think about and prep and do all the stuff I need to do before we got on set. And
that's kind of nice, actually. Yeah.
So with that kind of almost like an episode a weekend vibe, this whole like task of doing a feature film became just small chunks. We're just doing a scene. We can do it again if it doesn't work out. Like it takes a lot of pressure off. Like whatever, we'll shoot it again if it doesn't work out. And because I would do a lot of like that mental prep of no pressure, like, by the way, no one's getting paid anyway. So like, we're all here because we want to be, so let's just have a good time. And the attitude was good. So it just really made me like I didn't freak out about having to do too much. It was just like, oh, if we don't get it, we'll do it again. That's kind of the freedom and of the flexibility of an independent thing where, you know, you don't have to make like your day and you can take risks. And so it was a little bit more relaxed than other sets, right? Where it's like, we need to be prepping for the next day and then the call sheets go out and all this. We didn't have that. I didn't have that pressure. So I would really have needed a little bit more help if it was like that, for sure. I mean, speaking on that, you know, it's what I tell people all the time that I love about independent filmmaking is you are able to take risks. Exactly. So I had a very kind of fun attitude that I brought, like, and everybody was in a really good space. And again, there was a crew of 4 or 5 and then 20 actors. So we were outnumbered. The crew was outnumbered by the actors. So it just kept everybody, when the energy is good, I find that things just fall into place. Also, another thing I did that might be a little bit weird and paranormal, which I know you like, is I would speak out loud to the aliens before we started shooting. I did, and I would say, listen, we're here. Here's what we need to do. I trust that you will like make everything happen and you'll help us today. And if you don't, it's because it's on you. It's not on me. I'm doing my best.
I love that.
Need to help out here. And that's why they're in the credits. So, because
now it makes sense. Yes,
I do believe they help.
Yes.
It's like everything working out, and even like when we had rain, like not when we like everything just worked out. Like we did this one scene that was a little bit like a crime scene in the middle of an alley. I don't want to give it away, and broad daylight with no permits, and I was somebody could have reported it because it looked like a real crime scene because the camera was hiding, and we got away with that. But that same day, another production in the same city got arrested for doing the exact same type of scene.
Really?
Somebody thought it was real and they called the cops and they got in trouble, but we didn't because we spoke to the aliens that day. So
see?
Yeah.
Properly credited.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so funny. Wow. Were there when you were filming, first of all, let's back up for a second. Yeah. Your idea for the film came from a dream, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah. I've always been into aliens and I used to watch X-Files and all that, but I had a very vivid dream where I saw like, it was like a post-apocalyptic planet. And I knew there was like a nuclear, it's terrifying because this could actually happen, right? There had just been like a nuclear war, and I was seeing like a baby elephant, and it made me really sad because the baby elephant was dying. And in the dream, I knew this was the last elephant on Earth. This was it. Mm-hmm. And I remember feeling really sad about it in the dream. And then all of a sudden I like left Earth, and I was seeing the globe, and I saw these blue alien beings, like basically taking these holographic little mini dinosaurs made of light and like reseeding Earth. And then I knew in that moment, oh, they're gonna restart this experiment with dinosaurs because we've destroyed everything, and now we have to do it all over again. And then I woke up and I was like, interesting. And I was like, I just need to know more about aliens. I just need to know more. And then I fell down my own rabbit hole and spent like a year researching and looking up everything. And like, I went to a conference and all this, and I was just like, whoa, what? People believe in this? And like, for real? And then I just got really into it. And then I did like, this 1 year of research, and it just kind of all then kind of started writing itself. Because the studio, the dance studio that's in the film is my acting studio, and a lot of the actors are my friends from acting class, and we go to a room like that and do acting stuff. So I was sitting there in class, and I was doing the alien research, and I'm like, what if we're all in here and we're a cult? Because we kind of are. And then like, we might as well make a movie, like, and so it kind of fused, and I was writing roles for specific people, like almost every role was for that person that I knew that I'm like, you know what? That person would be great as a ufologist. Yeah. And that person's like the nerdy guy in the group. Oh yeah. Oh, and they're like Latin dancers. Anyway, so it kind of organically came out of me studying acting in that environment and doing research at the same time. But I don't know why I felt so compelled. Like, I really felt like pregnant with the idea and like obsessed. Like, everyone was like, I think Sonia's lost it. Like, what? She's like gone off the deep end with this alien stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, but it feels right. And one of the things in the film is that I kind of play between, is it reality? Is it in her head? Or is it real? Because this is how I felt doing the research, and how I still feel like I still go between, I 100%, I'm like, this is totally what's happening. They've hidden the aliens. I know it but what if we still haven't been contacted? And like, I have these two sides of me that keeps flip-flopping. And until I truly do meet an alien, or I'm visited by like the MIB or something, I can't know for sure. But it's interesting how much, I wanted to leave that open so that it could be inclusive for whatever you believe about that subject. When you watch the film, like you'll see a different film, right? So you can see it two different ways. No,
you can. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that you portray that in the film. And hearing you talk about it now makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I could go on forever, but I shouldn't. So I'll stop there.
So what is next for you? Are you creating something else now, or?
Yeah, so I've actually just written another script with one of the main characters in UFO, who is playing the sister, Livia, the dance teacher sister. Okay. That doesn't like me very much, but she's actually one of my best friends in real life. And we've written kind of a sisterhood tale of two women dealing with their own healing journeys. Not paranormal at all. This is very much just like a coming of age for like women supporting women's story. This time there are no aliens. This one is more of just like a normal drama. Kind of like a Betty Veronica meets meets the 40-year-old virgin. Me, nice. Thelma and Louise. That's kind of what we're doing. I don't want to say too much.
That sounds fun though. That sounds like it would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to shoot that in the spring independently. But yeah, so I'm working with someone from that, and maybe we'll have a few more people that were in the last one and this one. We're going to have the same DP and the same crew, and hopefully just get a bigger production budget for it so we can make it more than just my savings, because there are no savings left. I used them all in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, no more. But yeah, that's one thing. And I'm still like, I work with my mom sometimes, so we're probably going to write a script together, and I had done a film with her. So there's always something going on, but my main thing right now is this new film about, it's like it's a buddy movie.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough of that. Women
No, there really isn't.
Right? Not
being competitive
with each other, but supporting each other. So yeah.
That'll be great. I love that. Before we wrap up, I want to know if there's any advice that you would give to someone who's like just starting filmmaking, or, maybe if they're in a rut, some advice that you can give to somebody just starting out.
So you are your own limit now with the technology that we have. You have no excuse not to do it, really. Like I went and got a film degree, but you don't need that. You just need a phone. And if you don't have a phone, someone has a phone. There's no reason not to do it now, because you don't need $1 million and a studio, and you can get a couple friends and do it on the weekend. And I just proved that you can do it, basically.
Yeah.
This movie, look, like this was made on $5,000 Canadian. So if you're American, it's even less. And everybody's passion and enthusiasm, and if you have the right attitude and if you believe in it, like we have all the tools now. And if you don't know how to do something, someone does. So like the way I met my DP is I just put out a Craigslist ad, and I met him that way. And I was like, how did we meet each other? We were always meant to work together. This is amazing. So, and also there's, to me, because I am a spiritual person, there is something where, I don't know, maybe ask for divine assistance when you're trying to do something like make a movie, because it does help. I don't know. Like, don't try to do it by yourself, even though you are. Like, just ask for divine intervention and see what happens. If you are open to that helped me, because if I thought this was all on me and the aliens weren't supervising, I think I would have had a panic attack every day. But I really surrendered control.
Yeah.
And that's the other one. Surrender the control of what it has to be, and be open to what happens, because you make a movie 3 times, right? When you write it, when you shoot it, and when you edit it. And be open, like, to changing it at all the different stages, and be open to collaborating with your crew and not taking it like a dictatorship role. Like, everyone has something to say, and that could help you tell your story better if you're open for feedback, and stay collaborative, not competitive. Put away your ego, be in service of the art, and find the right people, and just have fun, because that's why else would we do it if it's not to have fun? And yeah, I would say really try to, if you don't have like time to take off work, because a lot of people don't have 3 weeks to take off, just shoot it on the weekends. We shot over 2 months. Take as much time as you need, because you do have the time. If you have your own equipment or a phone or whatever, you don't have to do it all in the traditional way. So don't be afraid to break the rules in service of what your means are, and work within your means and find a solution. Be creative.
It's fantastic advice. Thank you so much for that. So tell me where people can find you if they want to stalk you.
Well, it's funny. I've kind of slipped off the face of the earth a little bit, but I do have a couple links I've sent you.
Yeah.
Like, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, but I'm not really much on it. I have a Vimeo page, that's probably the best. And I am working on a new website, so I can't find me on a website just yet, but you can find me on the internet.
I will put all of these links below. So
yeah, you can do
they will be on the video. So
just Instagram me, whatever. And I'm working on getting better at that. I just kind of wanted to disappear a little bit to reset myself. And yeah, that's my other advice too. When you're making something, try not to be comparing yourself too much to everybody. and like constantly seeing what everyone else is doing, because it's not, you have to just be the best at what you do. Part of the reason I'm not on social media all the time. Yeah. But you can find me. I promise you can find me.
Awesome.
Please do. It'd be nice to talk. I'd love to hear
absolutely.
Answer your questions. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonia, so much. You're amazing. I'm so excited to showcase this at the film festival this year. And I can't wait for people to see it.